The results from the match between Bandari, where Bandari rather got a 3-1 win yesterday, and Vihiga United getting a 1-0 win over Posta Rangers. We want to take a quick look at the results from the matches that were played yesterday before we take a look at the fixtures for this afternoon in the Kenya Premier League. Now, Bandari got a 3-1 win over Nakumatt, and remember Bandari, after there have been a change in form for Bandari, and gentlemen, I would like to bring you into this. There has been a change in Bandari ever since, the work changes when you talk about the coach, and now they've not lost a game ever since Bernard joined them.
Yeah, well, I think, Rob, one thing about Bandari is that I think it's one of the few teams that are being managed well in the country. Because if you look at a team like maybe Nakumatt currently they're facing a lot of financial woes and the management problems and all that. And so I didn't expect Nakumatt to bring much challenge to Bandari, because if you look at a team like Bandari, they have a good sponsor in the team, and also they have a good team. They have a good team with quality players, and also they have a good coach. So I think for you to get success in every team, at least there must be some organization and also some good coaching. And also I think the team must also have some stability in between them. So I think Bandari is just a good example of one of the teams that are being managed well in the country, and that's why we are seeing them registering such good performances.
Bernard Mwalala's mojo right there working for Bandari. So the Sugar settled for 1-1 draw against Chamberlain Sugar, and then the match between Vihiga United and Posta Rangers ended 1-0 in favor of Vihiga United. So we take a look at the fixtures for this afternoon in the Kenya Premier League, where we have Wazito FC taking on Zukericho, and then Zoia will be out against Thika United. And gentlemen, I would like to bring your attention into this. Tusker FC will be taking on Mombasa United. Now, this is a battle between team placed number 7, that is Tusker FC, taking on a team placed number 8, Mombasa United. Tusker has 46 points on the Kenya Premier League. Mombasa United has 42 points in the Kenya Premier League. Ronald, you played for Mombasa United before. What do you expect from this side? After they lost last week, and now do you expect them to recover against Tusker FC?
I think I expect them to recover, because as much as many people are expecting Tusker maybe to beat Mombasa United, I think it will all end up to who's more tactical than the other. And we know Kimanzi, he's coached Tusker, and I think he knows Tusker in and out. And now with Mombasa, even though they lost the last match, but they'll be looking at bouncing with this match against Tusker. So it will be a tight match, and it will be all up to who's more tactical than the other. And I see Mombasa United maybe clinching a win from this, because they also have very good players, and most of them are young. Some of them are just starting to make their names into the national team. So to me, my money will be Mombasa United carrying the day.
Salim, what are your thoughts on this fixture? Tusker FC versus Mombasa United.
As we all know, Robinson, Tusker FC are no pushovers. But then again, as we say time and time again, Mombasa United they are a very good side on and off the ball. But then again, for Tusker, they have this boy who is their number 10, Boniface Mushiri. You have to watch him play. He's very, very good. He's the man who makes Tusker tick. And then again, for Tusker, they have the boy Brian Osumba, who is now like reflecting the form he's been reflecting seasons back. But then again, today is going to be a mouth-watering clash. We just have to sit back and enjoy.
Yes, so let's move to the National Super League results from the matches that were played yesterday. The National Super League, remember, Western Stima are in contention of getting back into the Kenya Premier League. Currently, they are topping the National Super League, but we want to take a look at the results from the matches that were played yesterday. St. Joseph Youth settled for 1-1 draw against Modern Coast. Then Kibera Black Stars also settled for 1-1 draw against Ushuru, denting Ushuru's hopes of getting promoted into the Kenya Premier League. And then Kangemi All Stars got a 2-0 win over Migori Youth. Kostima settling for a 2-2 draw against Administration Police. We move on to the other results from the National Super League matches from yesterday. Now, Western Stima got a 2-0 win over Green Commandos, and this is after the Green Commandos failed to show up in their match against Western Stima. So it was a walkover for Western Stima, who got all the 3 points against the Green Commandos, who failed to find a pitch where this match could be played. Bidco United got a 2-0 win over Talanta FC, and Nairobi City Stars lost 1-0 to KCB, and Kenya Police got a 4-2 win over Kisumu All-Stars. So we want to take a look at the highlights from the match between Kenya Police and Kisumu All-Stars, which ended 4-2.
Hafifu. Wacha. Gregory Mlembe unasema anafanya kazi nzuri, mpira unamponyoka mchezaji wa Bonyo. Kilikuwa ni kichwa hafifu kabisa kinapigwa pale. Asalala, utamlaumu nani kwa mpira? Odhiambo anarusha mpira kana kwamba anapiga goli, staja ndani, go. Wanamtumia vizuri, asalala. Kinanga anapitia kichwa. Angalia vile anavyofanya goalkeeper, anasema mambo namna gani goalkeeper anaweka livoletwa ndani ya mlango. Kede mpira mtamu kweli kweli. Ili uweze kujiuza, ili uweze kuonekana, ili uweze kujulikana, ili uweze nawe kujikimu kimaisha.
Ukiuliza wachezaji wote nataka kucheza pale Europe.
Bao inapigwa la 3 goal. Tamu sana kweli kweli. Anaweka goli la 4. Sana mpira ukatafutiwa nafasi, ukajazwa kwenye kamba, inatetemeka, inakuwa ni goli la 4. Fabian Hosea.
Well, the results are from the match, some of the matches in the National Super League results. Gentlemen, I want to bring you into this quickly. Green Commandos, not getting a venue to host Western Stima in the National Super League. Do you expect such a thing to happen, Ronald?
Well, I'm really surprised such a thing is happening, and we are living in 2018. We're in another era, and I'm so surprised because back then when I was in Western Stima, we used to play with Green Commandos every weekend. Every weekend. Either in Bukungu Stadium or in Moi Stadium, Kisumu. So I'm surprised that maybe Green Commandos didn't have a venue for hosting the match. But having said that, I think it's so unfortunate, and also it's something that maybe the federation should look after, because most teams like maybe Green Commandos, the likes of Kisumu All Stars, they lack sponsors. So probably this is one of the main reasons why they're lacking even the financial backup to maybe try to find a place where they can host this game. So I think it's something that has really surprised me, and I don't expect such, especially in the second division of the National League.
Salim, what does this say of our second tier league when a team such as Green Commandos fails to find a venue to host such a match?
It's quite embarrassing, Rob, for the people who are watching out there and the kids who are growing up back home. This kind of thing is just bad for the sport in general. But then again, the Green Commandos, I think it's what is ailing most teams in Kenya. But for them to say they lacked a home turf to play their game again, it raises a lot of questions. But at the end of the day, that's football for you.
Yes,
plus remember, Western Stima, they're in contention to get promoted. So you can imagine, you can imagine how KCB, the likes of KCB, the likes of Ushuru will feel when they see a team that is number 1, they're competing against them, being given a walkover. So I think it's so unfortunate.
Sad.
Well, now let's move away from the National Super League, and we want to take a look at the fixtures for the Shield Cup semi-finals. Now, Kariobangi Sharks is currently taking on Ulinzi Stars, and then later on at around 3:15, that is a 3:15, Sofapaka will be taking FC Leopards in the second semi-final of the day. Right now, we want to cross over to the Kasarani Stadium here in Nairobi, where Kelvin Kimathi is on standby. And Kelvin, what are the scores so far of the match between Kariobangi Sharks and Ulinzi? I understand in the first half, Kariobangi Sharks were leading 3-0. What are the scores so far?
Kariobangi Sharks are really demolishing Ulinzi Stars defense. They are leading with 4-0, courtesy of Ashafa Noyugi, George Arege, and their priceless gem, of course, Eric Kapaito, who is their top scorer in the Kenya Premier League with 12 goals. Coming to this match, Ulinzi Stars really didn't expect things to happen this way. The game is in the second half, and still they haven't scored even a single goal. And remember, this is the same Ulinzi team that beat Gor Mahia 2-0 in the Kenya Premier League match midweek fixture. And coming to this match, they were really hopeful that at least they will be able to beat Kariobangi Sharks and advance to the Shield Cup finals. But really, things haven't gone their way. Their defense isn't really as strong as they expected it to be. Remember, they are the Kenya Defense Forces boys, but when it comes to football, their defense today really is disappointing. Kariobangi Sharks are really getting them when it comes to attack. They aren't really done much when it comes to attacking And right now, Kariobangi Sharks are in the blink of qualifying to their first ever Shield Cup final. Remember, Kariobangi Sharks coming to this match, they were really high-spirited after beating FC Leopards 3-1 in the Kenya Premier League midweek fixture. And they had to edge out Gor Mahia in the quarterfinals to advance to this stage. Later on, the battle of the day will be between FC Leopards Ingwe against Batoto Bamungu Sofapaka. Remember, FC Leopards are coming to this match after having an east passage all the way to semi-finals after beating Kenya Police 4-1, while Sofapaka had to beat Tusker FC 2-1 to advance to this stage. Right now, I'll be joined by the FC Leopards head coach Rodolfo Zapata just to talk about the match going to kick off in the next few minutes. Coach, you're coming to this match to face a side that beat Tusker to advance to the semi-finals. How well prepared are you to handle Sofapaka?
Oh, well prepared like always. This is FC Leopards, so it's a must to win always. And the Shield Cup is different like any regular league. This is 90 minutes. And we have a commitment with our supporters. We will try to play like always. I gave FC Leopards an style. My coaching philosophy is to try to link our three lines, defense, midfielders and strikers, with short passes, to try to avoid long passes. And that's the main idea. But then when the game starts, everything can happen.
Being the defending champions again, some people might argue that you had an easy passage to the semi-finals after playing Kenya Police, but Sofapaka had to battle a tough team like Tusker to come here. What are the expectations on your side, and how are you going to approach this match? Is it giving you any pressure, bearing in mind you are the defending champions? So Sofapaka are going to pull up their socks when they face you?
The pressure is always, because again, this is FC Leopards. And all the teams are difficult in the Kenyan Premier League, even in the first division. So they are not small teams. I mean, all the teams are tricky. All the teams run. All the team is very physical. So you see what happened with Sharks. So they are not small teams in this country. All of them play hard, fight, and that's what we are going to do. We are going to fight without the ball, and we are going to play beautiful football when we have the ball.
Now, I've seen your first 11, the teams that is going to start against Sofapaka. Your top scorer, Ezekiel Odera, will be starting. He's back. Maybe you can tell us more about the team you've selected to face Sofapaka.
Well, unfortunately, we have so many injuries. Key players are injuries. Today, Odera is back. But there are no excuses. I mean, I have 31 players. The easy thing is to choose the starting 11 and the tactic. The difficult thing for a coach is to manage 31 human beings, and that's what I try to do. So I have a really nice group, and we are ready for today's game.
Are you looking maybe to defending the title this year, that is the Shield Cup clash going on to today's match, or you're just taking one game at a time?
One game at a time, and we will. Because as I told you, we have a commitment with these people, and we are ready. So it's going to be an exciting game to watch in KTN.
There's so much expectations on your side, bearing in mind that if you make it to the finals, then you'll be having the chances of maybe winning your first title with FC Leopards. Does that give you pressure?
The pressure is always here, especially not for me. I mean, for the young players. Don't forget that we have a lot of under 23 players, most of them 21, 22 years old. And for them, it's a lot of pressure. But I'm building the team for next season. I'm a strong believer that next season, FC Leopards, with this group of young players, is going to fight for the league. So that's the reason why I gave to them experience. I took the team in the middle of the season in a very difficult situation. And we are in the top 3 in the league. We are in the semi-final. So we are in the place that the FC Leopards should be. And to go to the next step, we need to correct and improve small details. But we are close. We are again top 3 in the league, semi-final in the Shield Cup. And that's what we deserve to be.
Okay, thanks and all the best, coach. Now, Robinson, that is FC Leopards head coach Rodolfo Zapata, just talking about how his team is prepared. He says they have the depth, the talent and the skills needed to make sure that they defend their title and not only qualify to the finals, but also make sure that they win the 2018 Shield Cup. Later on, they'll be facing Sofapaka, and right now the match going on my background is between Kariobangi Sharks, where they are leading 4-0 against Ulinzi Stars. Remember, anytime FC Leopards faces Sofapaka, history promises us a great match, and we will be expecting to watch a really exciting match later on. Back to you, Robinson.
Well, thanks a lot, Kelvin Kimathi at the Kasarani Stadium for the semi-finals of the FKF Shield Cup that is currently going on. Kariobangi Sharks leading Ulinzi 4-0, and that match will be coming to an end in a few minutes. And of course, we'll be joining Kelvin Kimathi later on to bring us the reactions from both coaches for Ulinzi Stars and Kariobangi Sharks. And gentlemen, quickly before we take a short commercial break, did you expect to see Sharks getting a 4-0 lead at this point in that match?
Well, honestly, I didn't expect it because I thought it would be a more difficult game because both teams, as much as they like playing possession football, Ulinzi are more the physical side. But if you look at the way Sharks likes playing, they like playing a lot of possession football and they don't like being physical a lot. So I think today, football won. Yeah.
Salim, FC Leopards versus Sofapaka, what are your expectations?
Bearing in mind Ezekiel Odera is back, and
Yes.
we have Kefas One in the Sofapaka side that at the moment is scoring goals for fun. I think again today, FC Leopards, after the whipping they got from Kariobangi Sharks last weekend, they would like to exercise their demons, and I think it's going to be a tough match, a tough one to call, Robinson.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Corinne Lenny, thank you for tuning in, and also Jewel Winnie, thank you for tuning in for SCORELINE. We want to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we have the Mombasa Marathon and also the 7th leg of the National Motocross Championships. We'll be taking a look at that, and also the English Premier League results. The gentlemen on my left here in studio are itching to talk about that, but that will be after the break.